Okay, guys, as I promised you today, we're going to be doing a little bit of understanding equations. And when you think about equations, I want you to think about the idea of having the two types. Right? You have the equation, but you also have something that is called an inequality. So we're going to talk about equations, but also inequalities. Okay, and so our first, we're gonna start simple with some of the problems that you will do are gonna be based on just equations, but I also want you to think that there might be something that later on we're gonna be practicing with. They're called inequalities. Okay, so the first thing is equals. So the word, the symbol equals is basically that. It's a symbol that means is equal to. Okay, equal to. And so when you see that symbol, for example, 5 equals 5, or A equals A, they're equal, they're identical. Okay, so one thing equals another one. The second example that I'm going to show you is this is what we call is greater than. Okay, that symbol is read as greater than. And so when you see greater than, that's basically what it means. Okay, so think about greater than. And an example will be, well, like 6 is greater than 5, or 8 is greater than 4. Okay, so a number is greater than another number. Okay, this one is a symbol that is less than. It's less than. Okay, and some examples is like 4 is less than 5, right? Or 3 is less than 6. Okay, so those are examples that you can kind of see what that means. Okay, then the other ones is also a little bit more. It's less than uh, or equal, because it has a little bar at the bottom. We include the equal to. It's less than or equal to. And for example, you can easily say that 4 is less than or equal to 4 because they're equal. Okay, but you can also say that 3 is less than or equal to 4 because it's also less. Okay, so 3 is less than 4, but 4 is also equal to 4. So those are two numbers that can work. Okay, when you have inequalities, you're going to have several numbers that match that potential. Okay, there's going to be several numbers that match that description. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. So the other one is greater than or equal to. Okay? And some examples are going to be greater than, so I can say 6 is greater than or equal to 6. But I can also say that 6 is greater than or equal to 5. Okay? So you see how 6 can be equal to 6, but 6 can also be greater than 5. Okay? So on the next section, we're going to do some problems here together. Okay? So, for example, I'm going to do 5 plus x equals 8. And we're going to let x equals 3. Okay, let's see if this results in a false or a true statement. Okay, so when we substitute 5, say instead of x, I put 3, I get 5 plus 3 equals 8. Is this a true statement or a false statement? Well, we see that this is a true statement, okay? Because 8 equals 8, okay? All right, let's take a look at another one, okay? Let's say that we have 5 times x equals 8, and we let x equals 3, okay? If we substitute and we say 5 times x, 5 times 3 equals 8. Is this going to be a true statement or a false statement? Well, now, let's see. 5 times 3 is 15. Is 15 times 15, 5 times 3 equals 15. Is 15 equals to 8? We will say this is a false statement, right? Now, what if we say, well, let's do 5 plus x is greater than 8, where x equals 3. Let's add 5 plus 3 greater than 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. Is 8 greater than 8? Is that true or false? Well, in this case, 8 is not greater than 8. 8 is equal to 8. So in this case, it'll be a false statement as well. Okay. So we move on and we take a look at the next set of problems. Okay. Let me see if I can do some over here on this side. For example, this one. Is 5 times x greater than 8 when x equals 3? Well, I can tell you that if I multiply 5 times 3, I'm going to get 15, and 15 is greater than 8. That is a true statement. Okay. What about 5 plus x greater than or equal to 8 when x equals 3? Well, 5 plus 3 is 8 greater than or equal to 8. Well, because it has the equal sign, 8 equals 8, that's going to be a true statement. Okay. Now let's take a look at these exercises over here. Let's see if 4 plus x, let's see 4 plus x, let's see 4 plus x equals 12 when we substitute for 8 for x. So let's do 4, I like that color, 4 plus 8 equals 12. Well, 4 plus 8 is 12. Is that equal to 12? That's going to be a true statement, right? Let's take a look at when we substitute 4.5 for g. Well, 3 times 4.5, is that greater than 15? Well, let's see. We have to multiply 3 times 4.5. What is 3 times 4.5? If anybody has a calculator, if not, I think I have one here. 3 times 4.5. Let's multiply this. 3 times 4.5. That's going to be 13.5. Okay, 13.5. Let's see if 13.5 is greater than 15. What do you guys think? Well, no. This is going to be what we called a false statement, okay? The number sentence is false. Let's take a look at f divided by 4 less than 2, okay? Well, let's 8 divided by 4 is less than 2. Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 less than 2? It's also false because 2 is not less than 2. 2 is equal to 2, okay? Now, This one says substitute 25.8 for h. So we have a new statement, 14.2 less than or equal to 25.8 minus 10.3. 14.2 less than or equal to, let's find out what is 25.8 minus 10.3. Go to calculator, 25.8 minus 10.3. 25.8 minus 10.3. 15.5. 15.5. So is 14.2 less than or equal to 15.5? The answer is true. This is a true statement because 14.2 is less than 15.5, okay? So we go down the line. This is substitute 6 for h. So we go as 4 equals to 8 divided by 6. Obviously, 8 divided by 6 is not equal to 4 because 4 is equal to, this one says 8 divided by 6 is it's about 1 and 2/6, which is 1 and 1/3. That's a false statement. So we work all of our way down, and there's a lot of problems here. But I am going to give you some problems in which you're going to have to figure out whether those statements are true or false. For instance, in your homework, you're going to have problems like this, like the one right here, like 1, like 2, some of those problems like that, so that you're able to kind of tell me whether those statements are true or false. For instance, you will have 2 plus x equals 12, substitute for x equals 3. Is that a false or true statement? And you will tell me whether this is a true or false statement. So in this case, if you do 2 plus 3 equals 12, 5 equals 12, is this true or false? Well, this is false, okay? False statement, okay? So what you have to do is you have to tell me whether that statement is true or false, okay? And so you will go down the line. I'm going to create some like this as well that have inequalities, and you should be able to tell me. Let's do one more, 7. 4.5 minus 2.5 greater than 2.5. If I go 4.5 and take away 2.5, you end up with 2 greater than 2.5. Is 2 greater than 2.5? That is a false statement, okay? So you should be able to tell me more or less how this works. Okay, let's do one more, 16. 16 divided by 2, is that less than 32? Well, 16 divided by 2 is 8. Is 8 less than 32? True. This is a true statement, okay? So you have to know whether the statements are true or false, okay? Are there any questions? Okay, well, if you have any questions, remember, we will meet on Wednesday. We will meet on Wednesday and we will go over the we will go over if you have any questions about the notes, but go ahead and make sure that you view the notes. Okay, make sure that the notes are you're looking at them before you start with your homework for tonight. Okay, see you on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Okay, bye.